you're an endangered species.
I'm a native of Charlotte.
8th fastest growing city in the country right now.
Yeah, that's true, man.
These neighborhoods just change literally like that.
These people got money too. They just choose to live over here a little bit more laid back.
You're opening doors for ladies?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am, please. Thank you. You're welcome. May I have another?
Well, this is one of the nicest neighborhoods I've been in.
I say it's a little underrated, you know what I'm saying?
What's your homeless situation like?
There's can't work and won't work. That's Southern redneck.
How you going on your calamari?
You have anything you want, my brother. This is gentrification at its finest right here.
800,000-900,000 for that?
Guaranteed. This is what my mom and daddy did, and that's a tobacco barn. That is the oldest house right there in Charlotte.
The community hub. He's got the pupusas.
Mucho gusto, gracias. So that's the mill,
Yeah.
and those are the mill houses. Common Market's a trip. You'll see. My city excites me.
So Bobby, this is the rough neighborhood, fair to say?
Yeah, this is the hood, man, the wealthiest hood. Rumor has it Eastover, adjacent to this neighborhood, was pound for pound the wealthiest per capita neighborhood in North Carolina at one time.
We can cruise there though, right?
Absolutely.
So Bobby, in a way, you're an endangered species.
I'm a native of Charlotte. So
Because that is not an easy thing to find.
No, you won't find many of me anymore. Most of them have moved to the suburbs, but most everybody else is not from here.
You're not proud of your truck, fair to say?
Oh, I love my truck, man. I bought it like this. I didn't do anything to it, but this is full redneck, baby.
So explain to those that don't know, what's the difference between redneck and proud Southerner?
Probably about the same. I mean, northern people are going to label you a redneck just when you start talking. But,
Just by your accent?
just by my accent. But
Is that annoying though? People judge you for the accent of the Yankees?
it used to bother me a little bit more, when I went to school or something like that. But, I like to be Southern. I like my manners and chivalry and considerate of others.
You're opening doors for ladies?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am, please. Thank you. You're welcome. May I have another?
I love in the old wealth neighborhoods, you see all the different architectural styles and it's
They're
not
all
all
different.
uniform.
They're all different. What
There's a lot
makes
of
it,
creativity.
if you go inside of these houses, it's the furniture that they've picked up on their travels or antiques or family heirlooms. The inside, the decor is even more explosive than the outside.
Well, this is one of the nicest neighborhoods I've been in, I gotta say.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just
man.
the look of it,
And
the
they're all
feel.
like this in the next probably 3 square miles, I would say.
What's the price of, say, one of these? Say this. You're not gonna know exactly, but
Not exactly, but 2 to 3 million, maybe topping at 5 million. 2 to 5 easy. Now there's some higher dollar houses like, I think Christian McCaffrey, the ex-NFL Panther player, he sold his for 22 million. So even these houses are still getting flipped and redone.
So a lot of people moving to town?
Oh yeah, man. Bank, university, IT. This is a diverse industry for sure.
Okay.
That's what keeps it sustainable.
Right.
Because it is so diverse.
I was reading online, I think it's the 7th or 8th fastest growing city in the country right now.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Something like
so
that.
I build houses and I'll stay on one side of town for a year or two and I cross over to another side of town I haven't been on in a while. And it changes in an instant. I mean, quick.
Okay.
Yeah, see, there's apartments going up on every corner, everywhere. You see cranes.
So is it fair to say you can have your average job here and afford housing?
That's a little tougher question. Housing is somewhat expensive because there's just such a demand here, so you will pay a premium.
But compared to other big U.S. cities, it's not too bad.
No, that's not unreasonable, but the builders and the sellers are getting every penny, you better believe it. Right now, it's a seller's market.
So we're literally 5 minutes from that super nice hood
Yes.
to this.
Yeah, the lawyers and attorneys and doctors all live back there, surgeons, easy travel downtown. And the other thing about Charlotte, we're in the Piedmont. You got the coast 3 hours that way, and you got the mountains 3 hours the other way. If you've ever seen the movie The Sandlot, that's quintessential Charlotte, how I grew up. You doing all right? Good to see you, baby.
You know that guy?
Yeah, man, he's my delivery dude. One thing I do wish we had more of is food. I wish we had a food scene like Charleston. That's really what we're missing. There's a lot of ethnicities around, but we need more foreign cuisine from other places. All right, here's Trade and Tryon. This is the center of town. Trade and Tryon.
What are these statues here, do you know?
Industry, gold, flourishing, the miner 49er panning for gold. This was an Indian trade route. This is where the Catawba Indians traded with the settlers. This is the main hub of Charlotte right here.
What's he preaching about?
We're preaching against alcohol in Espanol.
A lot of that Mustangs with loud exhaust
Mustangs and
systems.
Chargers,
I
man.
heard that all last night.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna hang a Louis here. We'll go to the west
You're
side.
gonna go Louis.
Hang a Louis. So you'll see Johnson C. Smith was a predominantly black university. And there's a place called the Excelsior Club over here where the prominent black people used to congregate back in the day. And so this was some of the struggling housing over here. It's kind of rough at times and run down, but man, it's moving in quick, fast, in a hurry.
It's moving in quick, fast, and hurt. What do you mean, like development?
Like just people sucking up houses, tearing them down, and building them back. I mean, this is truly regentrification over here on the west side. So now you'll start seeing some homeless tents. A lot of people hang out down here that are homeless or down on their luck.
What's your homeless situation like?
It's not too terribly bad, but you go to certain spots and there's a bunch of them. And I hate that for the people, man, but they're trying to work on that situation with affordable housing, so to speak.
Yeah, but you're a builder. You know that's hard to do, right? No, there's no cheap construction these days, right?
No, and there's no real answer, and nobody wants to accept that into their neighborhood per se. And who's going to pay for it? Who's going to cough up the land for it? It's tough, man. It's a tough situation.
Right. I mean, I
No
see it all
secret
over
sauce.
all over the country.
Because there's can't work and won't work. Won't work's a different situation, but can't work, that's kind of the general problem.
Okay, what do you do with won't work? Like, what can you do?
I don't know if you can do anything. I think that's a state of mind that they have to overcome themselves. I mean, I've offered jobs to plenty of people along my path, and hey, come sweep the house, come clean up some garbage, but they'll work hard for the two hours. As soon as you leave to go somewhere else, they're laying down on the back porch, man. It's tough. It really pisses me off.
It's a short honeymoon period.
Yeah, it's I try to help out, man, but it's a waste. I mean, you got to be motivated. You got to be self-motivated, self-starter. So some people it's a mindset. Some people just can't help it. All right, this is 5 Points coming up. This is regentrification at its finest right here, my friend.
Okay, so this was a rough hood not long
This is
ago.
West Charlotte, man.
They got some nice murals up.
I really like that about Charlotte. They're really investing money in a lot of this. And they've hired my son to do some art around some of these buildings. Yeah.
Look at that, nice. I like the respect that, well, at least I'm seeing it here. No one's tagging that, you know?
Right.
The artist respect.
Yep. So you see this light rails coming back?
Yeah.
So that's one thing about Dilworth, the oldest neighborhood in Charlotte. He brought the electric car to Charlotte. Edward Dilworth Latta. Okay, there we go. Let me get on through here. This is 5 Points. This is 5 Points intersection. That's Johnson C. Smith right there.
So this is what you're calling regentrification here.
I'm getting ready to show you right here, brother. See the house on the corner?
Yep.
Now look right beside it.
Right.
That's probably 800-900. And look at the truck.
800,000-900,000 for that?
Guaranteed.
Come on.
Oh yeah, dude, every bit of 7. You won't get it under 7. I did some duplexes right here. You see the duplexes there? They were run down. We couldn't keep
Past the flag.
the black ones.
Yep.
And man, we had a hard time even with plywood. They would break in no more than just to probably sleep in there. But stuff would get missing and they wouldn't respect your privacy.
So is crime bad here?
It can be, man, but you got to be a little bit of aware of it, you know. If you got laying in the front seat, they're going to take it. But no, I don't think they really break in and steal stuff. They rather just break in and shake off the hangover. See right here? And look at the house beside it.
Right.
I built these right here.
These ones?
Yeah, the white, right with the flag.
Oh, nice.
And then,
That's a cool home.
yep.
Okay, so how much is that right now?
Probably 900, almost $1 million. You could have bought that house out of the Sears and Roebuck catalog back in the day. That's true to form 1920 craftsman, true to form.
Nice.
I do like these houses, man. These are my pride and joys here. These are, see the shoulders, the brick, the column taper.
You did this?
Oh yeah, me and Charlie.
That's cool. But this isn't hood at all, like hard-hitting hood.
Big
It used
time.
to be.
Oh hell yeah. Buenos días, ¿cómo estamos? Bien, bien. Mucho trabajando.
How's your Spanish?
Pretty good. I know a lot of words, but my sentence structure sucks, but I do it out of respect, man. You get a little bit more out of honey than you do with vinegar. So I try to...
They like it.
They do like it.
Yeah, right.
Because I can come there, I won't go hungry in Mexico. Now these are the dudes right here, man. Mike and Mike, Jeff Chance, these boys single-handedly revitalized West Charlotte. Absolutely. These boys got it going on. They pay attention to detail. Look at their colors.
Ah, it's cool.
I mean, I give them super kudos. These boys knocked it out.
Yeah, beautiful.
I mean, look at the door, look at the window trim, the open rafter tails. See the rafter? That's true to form 1920s craftsman. The brick, they kind of taught us how to do it. Me and Charlie learned from Mike and Mike, Jeff Chance, a couple others, Daniel and Zach.
Okay, so the people that were living here before, where are they living now?
And I don't know the answer, but probably Gastonia, Belmont, out a little further, or just a different side of town.
So how does the city compare to Atlanta, other southern cities like Atlanta, Jacksonville?
I'd say Atlanta's a very good comparison. Probably more predominantly black in Atlanta than here, but they're definitely two southern cities with southern flavor and southern history, soul food, country, rural. You can get out of town pretty quick. Get this Excelsior Club. That's got a lot of history. That's where all the prominent black folk used to congregate back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. They've shut it down, but those were lawyers, doctors, prominent, influential people on this side of town.
Okay, so what do non-Southerners not understand about you guys? Because there's Southern pride, obviously.
Yeah, well, the first thing I say is we're not stupid. We might sound stupid, but we aren't stupid. When you say bless your heart, that means you're an idiot. What's happening? What's happening? We're making a video with Charlotte. You got time to speak? I went to West Charlotte. I'm from here. I invited him down to come do a video with Charlotte. We're going all sides of town, east side, west side. Grew up behind Garinger. Okay. So we don't want to interfere, but he was asking if you guys want to say a few words about Charlotte.
What's your name, man?
I go by Rio.
Rio, Peter.
Peter,
Nice to meet you, bro. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Rio, what's life like? How are things? What's your story, man?
Life been all right, man. You know, just staying out the way, stay working, you know, stay focused, you know. Set goals for yourself. You know, as long as you got goals, you'll be straight.
Nice. What do people not know about Charlotte, would you say?
It's a little underrated. I say it's a little underrated, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could definitely, I say whatever you could do anywhere, you could do it in Charlotte too, you know?
Okay.
Like, you know, you can make do with the cards that you've been dealt here, you know?
People pretty cool overall?
Yeah, people cool, you know, people ain't really on nothing, you know? Everybody just want respect, you know?
Right.
Give respect to get respect.
Fact.
How you doing, man? How you
Tuning out, yeah, doing well. Are you from over here?
Not necessarily from over here, but pretty much the area, though. I grew up kind of down the street off of Oaklawn.
All right on. How are things?
Oh, yeah, man. Charlotte is getting there. It's getting there.
It's getting there. What do you mean? It's getting better?
Oh, you got 3 million.
Bigger.
It's getting bigger, yeah. It's getting crowded.
Yeah, definitely. That's
I
why they
drive a
making
truck,
bunch of
man,
houses.
so, you know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the traffic, man, kind of reminds me of being down in Atlanta when I come to get here. Atlanta's kind of known for some weird stuff, let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay, is it safer here in Charlotte than Atlanta?
That's a good question. I want to say so. I want to say so.
Right.
You like to think so since it's home.
Yeah, because it's home, but, man, you know, you never know, man. You got to be careful everywhere.
You got to watch your six no matter where you
No
are.
matter where you at.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks for driving truck, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I respect you guys. Without you guys, we wouldn't be eating or doing anything, really.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I always like getting as many people on camera as possible because, you know, that's how you learn about a city. You know, everyone's got a different perspective and take on things.
If you'll just take the time to talk to somebody, everybody has these premonitions or reservations or anxieties. If you'll just smile and be friendly and wave, you can talk to damn near anybody.
Yeah, true.
And you'll know real quick whether they want to talk to you or not. Look, we're just right across the street, look.
Okay, yeah, this is properly mixed up. In gentrification, it's all about who you ask. That's what I've learned.
Yeah. And see, here's my thought on that, if you ask my opinion.
Okay, let's do it.
So what people think about gentrification is you are pushing people out. And I don't know exactly the dynamic of that, because if it's a rental, then you don't own the property. You know, are you really pushing somebody out? But what really hurts is taxes. But the building department knows exactly which houses have permits. Why would you tax everybody? Just tax the ones that have the building permits. Well, I mess with this lady that's 80 years old on a fixed income. Why would you raise her taxes? Because he decided he wanted to go up.
Right. That because okay, so the comps go up, the prices go up, and then they jack the tax bills on everyone.
Yep.
I do agree with you on that.
So that's a touchy situation, but
yeah.
I mean, let's face it, man. We don't know how much money the government has. They got a damn ton of it, and they send it everywhere. and you could be selective on who you tax and who you don't. You know, you got to take care of your own people. And damned if I'm going to work 30 plus years and then retire and can't afford anything. That ain't right.
Right, when you own the home and then you're basically renting it. If the taxes
Especially if my
go too
neighbor
much.
decides he wants to build $1 million house and I'm still in 300,000. How fair is that? You know.
My mom's property tax went up 12% last year, and they're proposing 12% this year. So 24% in 2 years.
That hurts, man. That
That's
hurts.
brutal.
And I
She's
don't know.
retired. She has a fixed income.
Exactly. These are generational homes as well as the high dollar ones in Queens and Dilworth and Myers Park. So are these. These people have been here a long time too, man.
And all of a sudden you're like, can I stay in my own home that I own?
And
That's
healthcare is the
messed
other
up.
part of it. I'm dealing with
Yeah.
aging parents now. My mother's in assisted living, and we're struggling trying to find her housing, and
Right.
it has nothing to do with gentrification. I'm just saying the system's broke, and it needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
I don't have the secret sauce or the magic answer, but
But it does need to be talked
it needs
about
to be
and
talked
addressed.
about.
Yeah,
It needs
I
to be
agree.
talked about, man.
Because the problems, I see it all over the country.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying this is about as bad as it gets here?
Yeah.
Really? There's no like real rough looking part of town.
I mean, not during the broad daylight on Saturday, but I mean, it can get pretty rough at night, man. You let the sun set on your ass, you might be in trouble.
All right, are we going North Korea tour, Bobby? When people travel to North Korea, the government puts them on this tour and makes everything look great?
Haha. No, we're not. This is this is it.
This is it. Come on, man.
I'm telling you, man, there's probably parts that I don't know about, but I mean, this is probably about as bad as it gets. I don't mean to disappoint you, but I mean, you got to understand, man, this town's making money, brother. Everybody's eating. Like I said, can't work, won't work, but around here, man, you can make $1. This is West Charlotte High School. That's where I went to high school. This is when integration, they bused us across town. I grew up behind Garinger, but they shipped us 45 minutes over here to West Charlotte.
Oh, interesting. So that was the way to integrate the city?
Yeah.
Did it work, do you think?
You know, man, I'm very appreciative of my education, and I was an athlete. I played baseball and pretty much get along with everybody, man, but I was very thankful for it. We were the minority.
So you're the white kid in the black school.
60% black, 30% white, and 10% ESL.
So how was that? What did
It
that
was
teach you?
great.
What did it teach you?
Just everybody's the same, but everybody's different, and it's how you treat people, man. You get back what you put out. We all got along, man. So it used to be pretty rough down and through here too, man, but it's really not anymore, man.
Fair to say the city's gotten better?
I think so. Honestly, do. I quit watching the news intentionally, man. I got tired of waking up to the news as my alarm clock and rape, kill, rape every damn day. And I told Tracy, I said, we're not watching this shit anymore. So honestly, I don't have social media. I don't keep up. I'm not naive, but somebody who doesn't get that in my head every day, you don't see it. You don't see it.
You don't watch the news, you don't have
No.
social media.
No, sir.
You were a wild man.
Hell yeah. Damn straight. One of the wildest. Fraternity guys would call me at NC State and say, hey, bring it on. They would call me. And I'm not bragging or proud about that, but I ain't scared of a party. I calmed my down and I stayed at the house so I'd stay out of trouble. Quit drinking, quit spending money, quit pissing my wife off, not paying attention. And YouTube, baby. So I think I found you when you were down with the two Cajun people, the guy and the girl.
Oh, yeah.
That was a cool episode.
Oh,
man.
they were
so
great.
I watched you, and then I jumped over to their channel and watched them, and then I recently came back to you. And so when I watched your segment on the Forgotten Coast, I'm like, man, I can get behind that.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
I told Tracy, I said, watch, I'm gonna call this old boy and tell him to come to Charlotte. That's probably the West Charlotte Marching Band.
Oh, nice. We got to turn around.
We had what you call soul. We would get down like a hound. Nobody would be sitting down when West Charlotte's playing. Let me tell you that.
What do you got going on?
It's United House of Prayer. Bands from all over the country, East Coast primarily, and we get together and march for our founding fathers of the United House of Prayer in their honor. So yes, sir. So this is one of the practices where I'm kind of pushing them so we can be our best.
How are they doing?
They're doing good.
Nice.
They're doing good.
proud of them?
I'm proud of them.
Nice.
We got established in June of 1999, and we're still here. You know, we have a lot of kids. They start here, and I'm proud to say that we have kids that have graduated from this band, and from what we taught them, the basics of music theory. They go off to high school and march in high school bands. I just doing my part to help young people stay out of trouble, stay out of the streets, and be productive citizens out here.
Right on.
And give back. And
This helps a lot, right? Having this structure, this discipline.
It does. Yes, sir.
Your name, sir?
I'm Demetrius Ailey.
Dimitri.
Yes, sir.
Peter Santenello.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, you too.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a great one.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Cool guy.
Well, upon further review, I guess that was too young to be the West Charlotte Marching Band, but there's the future West Charlotte Marching Band. I'm telling you, West Charlotte's a sight to behold, brother. You ever seen the movie Drumline? That's about right.
I'm seeing a little more of a resurgence of religion. I know it's going away and like the churches seem emptier, but I don't know. I meet more, maybe it's just serendipity, by meeting guys like you or Dimitri that are...
Listen, man, you can't go wrong doing right. You can't go wrong doing right. And you don't know there's a straight line unless you have a crooked line. And you have to have a baseline. And for me personally, it's the Bible. And I don't always live it and haven't always lived it.
Yeah.
I'm human, so I'm not better than now or not judging anybody. It
Yeah.
starts with me on the inside. When you fully surrender to a higher power, man, you kind of understand that this is love. Everybody's a person. There's no reason for hate or animosity or anxiety or cussing. Just got to be patient, man. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Love, peace, joy, faithfulness, kindness, gentleness, patience, self-control. That's biblical. And so I've decided to live my life like that. And it seems to be a little less painful, man.
Okay.
Every dumbass thing that I've ever done
Yeah.
is a direct result of alcohol. And then alcohol leads to other dumb shit.
Yeah.
Don't mean to get heavy on you, man, but that's the real, brother. That's the real
it's
me.
true. I agree. Quitting alcohol was the best thing I ever did in my life.
Yeah,
And it's no judgment against anyone that drinks.
No,
Some people
no.
get, my wife has a glass of wine or whatever, it's fine.
Nah, man,
You know.
you be you, baby. Live and let live. But I mean, and I'm not going to Bible thump, but when you love somebody, love is long suffering and patience. So you just kind of speak the truth. And I think that's what really gets people upset a lot of times, because they feel like you're condemning them and shutting them down. And it's really not. But
My only problem with religious people is this: when they look down at you for not being religious.
Right. And
That's when I have a problem.
religion sends a lot of people to hell, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. I
And
respect
so-
anyone's beliefs. I'm not a religious person. I pray to a higher power. Do I know what that is? And to religious people, that sounds crazy, but whatever. I try to do well in the world. I don't follow the book word by word. I don't go to church. I'm not religious, but I admire it and I respect it, and I see how it adds a lot of value to a lot of people's lives. That's my take on it. As long as people are cool to me, I'm cool to them. You know what I mean?
When somebody passes away, they're not going to be standing in front of me. They're going to be standing in front of their maker.
I'll tell you when everyone's religious, when the plane is going down.
Damn right. And what do they say?
God help me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And so then it really does flash before your eyes. All right, hang on, my brother, hang on. We're going to have to take a hold right now.
Okay.
All right.
You know, I want to see all sides of Charlotte.
Well, there
and you're
it is.
saying we got one place that's a little rougher.
Yeah, so
What's it called?
Hidden Valley.
Hidden
And
Valley.
There's a expose or documentary on the Hidden Valley Kings. I guess it was kind of the gangbangers back in the day. And they were kind of unassuming. I think nobody would have found out about them until there was like a fight in the pool hall. And then they found out what they were doing. They were kind of slick about it, running drugs and stuff. So all this is Hidden Valley. This neighborhood's huge. This was quintessential, real American, middle class.
Okay.
But this particular neighborhood was predominantly black. And then kind of late 80s, early 90s, the change started happening. People started moving out to the suburbs. Too much traffic, high taxes. And so these started becoming rentals and flipping, but they're very unassuming. This is how we live, man. We had, 3 kids and 2 mom and dad, 5 people, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and we all didn't know any better.
But you're saying Hidden Valley is known as the roughest.
Yeah.
So if someone from Bangladesh sees this video, and there will be some people from Bangladesh, which I've been to, it's a wild country to travel, very interesting, nice people. They're gonna be like, what? This is as bad as the city gets? The infrastructure, the roads are good, there's sidewalks.
Man. Yeah.
How's business?
Business pretty good.
Yeah, you're jamming?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How's hiring these days?
Not good.
You can't hire?
I can, but it ain't good.
Why?
People don't want to work no more.
They don't want to work.
No.
You got these guys over here.
Yeah, they my sons.
Take care.
All right, man.
$65 to do your car.
That ain't bad. Inside and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like that's all his kids making a buck.
Those are his kids.
Yeah, that's what we're missing.
But he's like,
That's will work.
yeah, but they're his kids. He said he can't find workers.
Yeah, and that's bad.
Really bad. Like when I was that
I mean,
age.
I don't know what's going to happen if it keeps trending that way.
Right. Like
All right, heads up, brother.
that was super important to have a job, right? When you're that
Yeah.
age. I was mowing lawns.
Yeah, I was too. I went to work with Mecklenburg County Parks and Rec when I was 15.
Yeah. A lot of young people don't want to work. I don't get it. All I wanted to do was buy a car, save money, buy a car, have freedom, right? And also have my own money to spend on things. My mom, who lives in Vermont, says a lot of the restaurants, they can't find staff.
Yeah.
Like they said, like some of them are closed like certain nights a week because they don't have enough staff.
If it's going to come to a head, man, I mean, you know.
Yeah, what does that look like?
It's
in
like
5, 10, 15 years.
Well, we probably won't be going out to eat because we don't have any people to cook the food. It will happen. This big machine will not turn without labor force.
Right.
So at some point, you know, not everybody can go to college and not everybody can be a YouTuber or a computer geek.
Yeah.
And I think could be labor force from other places, and then people start complaining about that, and just so on and so forth, man.
Yeah. People around the world want to work, that's for sure.
But this is NODA, North Davidson. This is the new trendy place to be, 36th Street. This is where all the bars and the yuppies, hippies, tattoos, artists, music, musicians, it's a melting pot for sure.
It's where you hang on your off time?
It's where I used to hang a lot.
You were a hipster, Bobby, back in the
No,
day?
I wouldn't say I'm a hipster, man, but just like to get into trouble and drink a couple beverages every now and again. So this is one of the hangout spots because all the houses I built were right around here. Matter of fact, the Johnson Y is right over here. 1975 is when I learned how to swim. And back then, they would take you to the end of the diving board and throw your ass in, and you swim to the side. It ain't like that anymore. That's kind of why there's probably no work ethic. Everybody's a trophy baby. Not now, man. You either sink or swim, and damn, I learned how to swim, and mighty thankful for it. Some people will say that's abusive, but man, I can swim like a fish. There's Amelie's little French bakery. That's where you'll find a bunch of eclectics.
So that was good. The tough love was good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had tough love parenting for
Yeah,
sure.
man, I got spanked, and you feel a little different feeling in your bottom, and it warms up a little bit. You kind of think about what the consequences were going to be. There's a light rail right there. That's a new implementation from University.
Oh, okay, right up there.
All the way through downtown, all the way to South End. South End's another area, man. I don't know if you want to go there or not, but that's a whole nother vibe on the south side of Charlotte. This is it. No Da right here in its finest. It's a nice place to spend a Saturday, man, hanging around, shopping around, seeing what's what.
When did this take off? How many years ago?
It's always kind of been a thing, but it's kind of gained glamour in the last 15, 20 years. My mama used to work off of 36th Street. My mama used to pick up all the old people around here, bring them to church and feed them and take them back home. There's Cabo Fish Taco. I know the owner, Rob Crenshaw. He's in there. We got an open invitation to
Get
do a
some
Cinco de
tacos.
Mayo. Thank you very much. There's a Johnson Y right there, man. That's how I learned to swim like a fish. You couldn't drown me if you waterboarded me. I haven't been in there since 1976, and I'm glad they didn't sell it. That's OG Charlotte there, buddy. And this is Heist Brewery. That's an old, they used to take all these
nice.
meals. That's one of them. I would love to do that myself. take an old mill and turn it into apartments because the character in there and the hardwoods,
Yeah.
that's slick. And see all these mill houses? So that's the mill,
Yeah.
and those are the mill houses.
Oh, right up there.
All these on the
Oh,
front
nice.
street here.
So it's like a lumber mill?
Probably a cotton mill. Cotton was a big thing. That's kind of how this all came about. Van Landingham Estate is in Plaza Midwood. He was a cotton broker.
So that's back to the plantation times, right?
Yeah, Latta Plantation Park. Yeah, so it's still the South. So cotton and corn, moonshine. So yeah, man, my mama used to drive all these streets. She worked on Johnson Memorial on 36th, and she worked for Mecklenburg County for over 30 years as the hot lunch program director.
Okay.
Meals on wheels, so to speak.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, 5'2" and had a big old school bus and would ride all these streets. And this was old mill, old people, nothing eclectic about it. This was the poor side of town because it was older people. And she'd pick them all up, feed them lunch that she had prepared with her staff, take them all back home.
And so these homes here, they all have a
These are all
uniform
mill
look.
houses right here. So they
Mill
were all the
houses.
Heist. I guess it's the Heist Brewery, so it's probably the Heist Mill. The mills had it kind of figured out. Cannon Mills in Kannapolis, Springs Mills and Fort Mill. Those guys are pretty slick. They had the mill, and they had the houses,
Yeah.
and they had the store. They had everything you need. You didn't need to go anywhere.
Okay.
So you pretty much work, live right there.
Every Sunday.
Hey, how are y'all?
So did they
They
use?
supplied all your needs.
So they paid in script, so you could only buy
Yeah.
at the company store. That
Right.
story.
Yep. So it's not,
Okay.
I wouldn't say they're slaves, maybe indentured slave if I was going to label it anything, but
Right.
it was,
But it was all races working in it, or is it just black, or who's doing it?
I mean, it's probably mostly white, but I'm sure it was
A
mixed.
lot of European immigrants, I bet.
Yeah, Scottish, Irish is a lot
Yeah.
of the flavor around here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a video maker. I make YouTube videos.
Oh, I can tell, and I'm gonna be in it.
You're gonna be in it. You're cool.
I'm a star. Okay.
You are.
Yes. No, sir, I'm not as cool as you. Okay, I'm just a college
No, I'm
student.
not that cool.
I'm going to school to be an ultrasound tech. So if you know anybody having some babies,
That's what you're gonna do?
2 years when I'm out, I got you. Okay. What we're doing, the reason why we're stopping everyone today is because nearly 1 billion people are still living in extreme poverty. People living off $1 a day.
My question for you is this.
Yes, sir.
With so many organizations you give money to, a lot goes to administrative costs, not to the actual
Yes, sir.
cause.
75% goes to the actual cost.
75%.
Yes, I can
Okay.
show you actually
All right.
on
All
our
right.
website. I can show you. Now, what we're doing, we're giving these families that are in poverty livestock. As in
Okay.
cows, chickens, goats, and bees, but not to eat or harm, sir, to raise so they can live off the byproducts. Whatever they don't use, they actually get to sell back for profit, and it's like us making small business owners or the philosophy teaching a man how to fish.
Do you do anything in the U.S. for this? Get
Yes,
people
we're
with
actually
cows
based-
and.
We're actually based in Little Rock, Arkansas. That's where
Oh,
we started
cool.
off at. And then we started branching off in the
Oh,
US.
okay.
And then we became international.
That's
so we started
cool.
off in the US.
You like his truck?
Yes, I want it.
You want his truck?
Yes, I told him I want his truck.
Dude. See, that's redneck. That's Southern redneck.
He's going German luxury with some Southern necker, right?
Yeah.
My brother. This is Peter.
Hey,
How you doing? Nice to meet you. You too.
He's the owner of Cabo Fish Taco.
Oh, nice. Should we get some tacos?
Yeah, see?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. I'm hungry.
So this is a 1905 building. So that's the original 10. This was like a pharmacy.
Oh, it's a pharmacy.
Yeah,
All right.
doctor's office was upstairs.
It's
This is
got
a
that
pharmacy.
pharmacy feel, nice
Yeah.
and long.
And it was like a soda shop kind of thing
Yeah.
back in the, whatever, 70s, 60s, 50s, however they used to. And they had soda shops.
All right, let's get the tacos. Bobby, how is it?
Good, man.
Fire. Can you go cameraman for a second? I'm gonna show this, some shrimp tacos. Nice steady hand, Bobby, good work.
What do you think there,
Very
Peter
good, very
Santenello?
good. I like them. How you going on your
You
calamari?
have anything you want, my brother. You are my guest.
That's fire.
I love calamari with cherry peppers.
Top it off with some dessert, Bobby.
Want to get something to go?
Are they good? Oh, I
She
do
said they're
smell.
amazing. We smelled it coming up.
You want a donut?
I'm gonna try one if the girls
And it's
are.
my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
22?
That's it.
Looking good, looking good. Mind reader.
Girls are drugs.
You like my hat?
Addictive, highly addictive.
We highly addicted.
Dangerous, bad for my health.
Dangerous, bad for your health.
Oh,
But you're so good though.
fact. Okay, talk to me.
This is amazing. I actually like. This is the best donut I have ever had. I'm so sorry, Dunkin' Donuts, but this donut is like melting while I'm eating it. This is amazing.
Made to order.
Yeah.
So you just run through that machine?
Yeah.
Can I put my camera in here? Is that
I
cool?
don't care.
She's dipping around. Amber's a good worker?
Yes.
Yeah?
One of the best workers.
I can tell. Bobby, go camera mode. You're actually pretty good with the camera, Bobby, I gotta say. Sometimes I give it to people and they just start moving it everywhere. You know?
Comes rain, brother.
Okay. Fresh chocolate, burning hot donut.
This nobody really knows. If you know where this is, you from here. So this is Plaza Midwood. I would say it's its own thing. These are where the richer, eclectic people live. They're not in the Eastover, Family Wealth, or the Myers Park Dilworth. These people got money too. They just choose to live over here a little bit more laid back, artistic. Here's the country club. This is the hidden secret. Let's see. They might kick us out of here, but let's give it a whirl, man. Probably cost you a good $125,000 to join. Probably $5,000 a month, and I've never personally been in here, but it is nice, and you pay a hefty entry fee, and it's probably got a 10-year wait.
Okay, so this golf course is right in the middle of the city.
Right in the middle of the city. Quail Hollow, that's where they really, Tiger Woods and all them boys play over there in Quail Hollow. That's going more south Charlotte, but this is probably more family, old school Charlotte money here.
Wow, this is beautiful in here.
It is nice. Mature trees, that you can't build.
Yeah. So what we're not seeing today, because we can't see it all, it's at over 2 million, the metro population. We're not seeing like the house farm areas.
You're not seeing subdivisions.
Yeah.
You're seeing established neighborhoods. This is the heart of Midwood. This is the Plaza. Common Market's a trip. You'll see.
So you're saying this is definitely a rarity that I found this guy.
Pretty much. There's nobody really from Charlotte.
Virginia.
Yeah. I mean, most of the people, I'm from Virginia. It's a big transplant place. You got the bank here that brings a bunch of people. There's a lot of headquarters of companies that are here. And during pandemic, everybody kind of woke up to like the fact that it was cheap. They all kind of, working remote, making Boston rates, could come and live in Charlotte for half the cost.
How's this place?
This is a staple, man. Common Market.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
The community hub.
All right,
Yeah.
let's check it out.
And so look at all the stickers. Grateful Dead, baby. That's from Vermont, ain't it? So check it out.
Oh, this is a cool place.
Yeah, man.
Look at that old card. There's
And
something
that's probably
cool about
somebody's
that.
true
Huh?
family. Everybody donates stuff in here. It's all over the place, dude. Everywhere. Let me show you something else. So we remodeled these bathrooms. The very next day, it was like that. I mean, we did the floors and everything, toilets, paint, handicap bars, and it was like that the very
You
next
remodeled
day.
us.
I mean, it was fresh white. And then they come in there and he wants it like this. This is the flavor I'm telling you about. So then you can come in here and do these craft beers, a lot of singles. You can come in here and buy
nice.
one, or you can get a 6-pack, man, it's everything. You just buy singles, get you a sandwich, hang out.
This is a funky store.
It's a little
I've
local,
never
little-
been to a store like this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. That's what Blake created, man.
It's quite unique.
And he's duplicated it several places around. All the graffiti and the art.
Oh, nice. Shows here at night?
Yeah, there's been music here before.
Sick.
Little deli. All the little drunk snacks, check it out. Smoking a little weed, get the munchie, grab a little Cheez-It bag, baby.
Cheez-It bag.
I mean, look at it. Swedish fish, gummy bears, animal crackers, old school Santa Claus, old school beer cans, Italian ice. Used to get my coffee here in the morning when I was building on Creighton. This is a Bosnian place over here. That's a Bosnian market. This is predominantly Vietnamese through here. And then it's gonna break all kinds of Latin up here. That's House of Pizza there. They shut down for about a year to remodel, but that is absolutely a staple. They've been there since the 70s, a bunch of Greek families, generational family. And so now we're crossing over to the east side. Right here, that way, that's Central Charlotte. Now this is east side. So this is all Latin restaurants through here, every country in Central America represented.
Let's get some fruit. You want to get some fruit?
Yeah.
Delicious, yeah. Delicioso?
Okay, like it on the cup or in a coconut, open on the straw.
I'll do the coconut with a straw, yeah. Yeah. Just one. Do you want one, Bobby? I got this, Bobby. Bobby, you mind taking the honors? ¿Cuánto costa?
$6.
6? He's got the style. He's just chugging them, huh? Yeah, nice. So these neighborhoods just change literally like that.
Hey, my first piece of pizza down here at Pizza Etc., 12 years old. So that was 82. I went to school in 88, come back 10 years later. Whoop, whoop. They throw the fruit in the bucket and bring
So
them
you
home.
think they bring those up from Miami?
Yeah, got to be down south. Probably Miami, because brothers are working in landscaping down there and landscaping here in Lempira. This whole area is flipped, man. I mean, since the 80s and 90s, used to be people my color in here. And then it's all Latin.
How do you feel about it flipping?
I'm okay with it. They're hard workers, man. I mean, look, they're on every corner making $1, man. The change is, I don't know if drastic's the right word, but it's just funny how everybody left and a whole different group of people came in. Total different language, total different culture. I'm not sure if I feel good or bad about it. It's just different.
Right.
This isn't what Charlotte used to be. I mean, that used to be Eastland Mall. Everybody went to Eastland Mall. This was Miss Donna's Dance Club, House of Pizza. Miss Donna trained half the girls in this town how to dance. And now it's just totally Spanish speaking, different kind of food, cultures, all the way down for a couple of miles.
That's the story of American cities, right? The groups come in, they establish themselves, they leave, someone else fills.
Yep.
It's usually how it goes, right?
Yep. It's never original to anybody.
Here, Latinos, blacks stay totally separate, or do they integrate much? The neighborhoods?
Pretty much 3 different classes, 3 different, not classes, but everybody's kind of sectioned out. There'll be neighborhoods that are well integrated and diverse, but usually everybody, birds of a feather, flock together kind of thing, you know?
Okay, so in Charlotte, you're saying whites in most whites, white area, black area, Hispanic area.
I would say the whites and the blacks are integrated. Latin's kind of new phenomenon and getting a feel for how things work and where everything is. But they're starting to move to the suburbs too, man. There's a bunch of concrete guys that pour concrete and making bank, and they're building big houses.
So that's how it goes. Once you make enough money, you go to the burbs for a nicer home, more space.
Pretty much, man. And you can tell the Latin guys is kind of funny. Anybody that's got columns and an iron fence around their property, they're Latin. It's kind of funny.
They got the big fence.
Iron, gates, fences, metal. That's how they roll.
They're just used to security issues. And
I guess. I don't know where that really stems from, but...
Well, I think it does. And if you have a lot of money in most of Latin America, and especially Peru, when I was in Lima, you have a wall, razor wire, electrical wire. Some people had electrical on top of their razor.
I know my Brazilian friends said that. And they'll bust glass on top of the brick wall.
Yeah.
In case anybody tries to come over with hands and get cut.
I hope it stays that way in America, but what's beautiful is all those neighborhoods we went through today, nobody has fences and walls around what they're living in. Because they're not worried. That's a cool thing about the culture. Because if that neighborhood was in Peru or Mexico, it would be gated in.
Yeah.
Fully.
That is the oldest house right there in Charlotte, Mecklenburg. That is
that wooden barn structure?
No, the one behind it.
Oh,
it's the Hezekiah Alexander house, my friend. This is the original oldest building in Mecklenburg County that we know of, or that's what they say, 1774. Hezekiah Alexander House, built by his slaves. They say it's 5,000 square feet, but that ain't right. But anyway, just there it is, man. He's the guy who helped found Mecklenburg County.
The log kitchen.
Yeah, this is where the slaves would cook their meals.
Wealthy landowners in the 18th century typically had separate buildings for the kitchens. Fire was a real threat. Kitchens often burned down.
Yeah.
So they used a separate building for that, okay.
Yeah.
Through historical documents, we know of at least 17 people were enslaved. For some, history only tells us their names. For others, available sources suggest their skills and roles, but our information remains limited.
Yeah, Bet.
These men and women helped build the site.
I know Bet's name. And that's where they got
Smells
the
like
term
they're
hush
cooking.
puppies. There'd be a bunch of dogs and they'd make up a bunch of corn batter and fry it up and throw it to the dogs and shut them up. Hush puppies.
Smells like they were cooking there recently.
It's that old wood, man. It's got a lot of history in that wood, buddy. Now this I do know something about. This is what my mom and daddy did right here, man. That's a tobacco barn. They'd hang it up in there to dry the tobacco.
Your parents did that?
Oh, absolutely. My mom and dad. I
At
never
home?
experienced it on their home sites where they grew up.
Okay.
Rural North Carolina. That's hard work, man. And you get sticky and hot. And they're called tobacco staves. They hang the tobacco leaves and plants over a stave.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep stacking them up and the heat cures them out. They grade them for quality and roll cigars and cigarettes and chewing tobacco.
Barns like this were often used for storage of crops and tools. This property once included 600 acres. That's 454 football fields of land that was farmed primarily by enslaved people. At this scale, the Alexanders would have had at least 3 or 4 barns to store corn, tobacco, and farming equipment.
Yeah, that's why I got the big double doors right there for tractors and stuff. Growing up in the 80s, you didn't really see a lot of interracial dating, so to speak. You catch a lot of flack for it, really, if you did. Now it's pretty much commonplace, man. Proms and boyfriends and girlfriends and hanging out, playing sports. It's pretty damn integrated now, man. Which I'm happy to see, because my kids they don't see color like we did back in the day. It's just different, and that's good. That's from communities coming together and people communicating and talking and really finding out there's really not that many differences. When you stereotype and your heart won't love, it's hard to change, man.
This guy's got pupusas for sale.
Yep, so that's won't work, can't work. That's somebody who's making a dime. They're out here on a Saturday doing what they do and making money, man. Those for Cinco. Mamacita,
She's got the pupusas.
Hey.
Hola.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
¿Cómo estamos? You got más pupusas?
You want one?
Sí, dos por cinco.
Frijol con queso, chicharrón y only queso.
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 Only cheese.
Only
Sí,
cheese.
sí, sí.
Okay.
Oh, it's fresco. It's ahorita.
Sí.
Oh, she makes
she's
them
making
fresh.
them now.
Whoa.
Hey, Honduras o El Salvador?
El Salvador.
¿Cómo te llama?
Reina.
Reina, la queen, the Queen City.
That's right.
Reina,
Charlotte's
look at
the Queen
Queen
City.
City, baby, la reina.
Queen, nice.
Woo, mucho gusto, gracias.
Reina, it's okay if I record?
Okay.
Okay, this is Reina's operation.
Adentro, fresco, venga.
So cool. She's got the lounge going on here.
Buenas, ¿cómo está?
¿Tiene pupusa?
Sí, ¿de qué la quiere?
¿De frijol con queso tiene?
Sí.
¿Me da una orden de eso?
Una orden.
Ajá.
Oye, ahorita se la hago.
I mean, all my neighbors, literally, I live 2 blocks that way. Shane, Crystal, Andy, Jeff, Darlene, Jamie, they've all gone. Now, it's theirs to raise their families.
¿Te gusta El Salvador ahora?
Ahora.
¿Por
Pero
qué?
por Bukele.
Bukele. Por seguridad.
Por todas las cosas que está haciendo.
No más MS-13?
No más cosas malas.
You know the story of El Salvador? It went from being one of the most dangerous countries in the world, I think. And now it's one of the it's the safest in Latin America, I believe.
They're all locked up.
They're locked up. A lot of people say it's controversial because they're not doing it in a
mass rush them off the street. But there's no place for troublemakers, man. And I know that's a product of the environment a lot of times, or poverty, but man, can't go around.
You can't let them get with it.
You gotta have love in your heart, man, not hate.
Y ha hecho muchas cosas nuevas. El Salvador está hermoso.
Oh man, I'm gonna save these for later. I'm so full. But at least you guys saw the process.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.
Este tú. So unfortunately, a couple months ago, some police officers came to serve a warrant on this guy right here on the left. And it was a mass shootout.
Where?
This one right here. I'm telling you, bullets were flying. I'm telling you, high powered. That guy was perched up on the higher ground. He saw the cops coming. I mean, bullets were flying everywhere. That whole front was shot up. You see the brick where they busted in, the new door. It was insane.
What were they coming for the guy for?
Some kind of warrant they were serving. I don't really know what the charge was, but that White House over there, see the new window stickers in the window?
Yep.
I feel like some stray bullets came and that house burnt down 2 months later. So something probably penetrated a wire and it caused a house fire. Now I'm just speculating, but look, see the tar?
Oh yeah, the bricks didn't burn, obviously.
So something probably got skint and caused a short circuit and burned it down. But that was a very unfortunate day. My son knows a girl over here. She was live feeding from the backyard. I mean, there was cops everywhere. They had the whole plaza shut down, transporting people to the hospital. They had the city on lock.
So how many people died?
4 cops and the 2 occupants, the man and I think his wife. But my city excites me, and I was so happy that I had an opportunity to build in the neighborhood me and my wife grew up in. I've built 10 houses right here in Shannon Park.
So as a builder, when you come back and see your creations, how does it feel?
It warms my heart. It warms my heart that I made something that's going to last for generations. So when I'm long gone, somebody can come back there and say, man, I like that. Or my kids can bring their children here and say, your granddaddy built that. That sucks. Why?
He's like, I hate that house.
It's ugly. Just look how beautiful it is. Yeah. Beautiful people, beautiful buildings. Nice day. Thanks for coming.
No, thanks for showing it. I like showing contrast and getting to as many different types of places as possible. I felt like you did a great job.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
And congrats on what you do. Your homes are awesome. They're beautiful.
Thanks, man.
I'm going to leave you didn't ask for this at all, just so you all know. Bobby didn't ask for this, but I'm going to leave your link down below in the description.
I don't do social media, baby.
Oh.
That's okay,
What about your website?
Wolfpack Builders.
Website down below.
Wolfpack Builders. Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks, Bobby. That was awesome. I had no idea what to expect in this city.
Yeah, I didn't really.
And impressed, because when I stayed uptown here last night, I was like, yeah. And then what I saw today was like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's nice houses.
It's a cool
nice
place.
people.
Yeah.
Thanks for
All
coming.
right, guys. Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on that journey. Until the next one.